with my surgeon's office and with my insurance. So if you're interested in hearing my journey to being approved for weight loss surgery, just keep watching. So like I said, today I'm going to discuss the steps that I had to go through to get approved for my weight loss surgery. With my insurance, what I had to do was I had to go through a 6-month weight loss management. I think that's what it's called, program. So I had to be followed for 6 months by my surgeon, which was just monthly visits. They had to be consecutive months. It had to be 6 months consecutively. I could not miss one. I could not reschedule. If I was more than 15 minutes late, boom, I had to start over with month 1. And whenever I started, I know I haven't mentioned much of stats, and I'll get into that a little more in this video. This was my second time trying to get approved for weight loss surgery. I tried 2 years ago, and I was maybe 2 pounds too light to be approved for weight loss surgery. I am 5'9". On my first initial visit, this time with my surgeon, I think I weighed 289, and I had a BMI of, I think, 42. And to be approved for weight loss surgery, you had to have a BMI greater than 40, or you could have a BMI of 35 to 40 with 2 comorbidities, which I don't have any comorbidities. I don't have diabetes, thank God, high blood pressure, any of the other ones that was listed. I don't have anything. I have a slight touch of asthma, which is only really related with my allergies, and it's not even a comorbidity that they list where you can be approved for the weight loss surgery. So this time I was approved because at that time my BMI was 42. But the thing is within that 6 months, I could not lose more than, I think it was, at that time whenever I weighed the first time, I couldn't lose any more than 10 pounds. Because if I had weighed and I had dropped below a BMI of 40.0, I was disqualified for surgery. So I kind of had to play a little game, because at that time I was still active. So trying to remain active, and then trying to, because you couldn't have months where you just were stagnant, not losing any weight. You had to continue to lose weight. So I had to, like I said, kind of play the game. And so I would weigh myself and had to keep food logs. She would give us food journals, but I would track everything on MyFitnessPal and then just print. She only wanted a week, so I would print off a week and take it in with every monthly visit. You had to have a week printed off with every monthly visit. And my first initial visit was, because a lot of people ask, well, how long from your first initial visit to the day of surgery, how long did it take you? My first initial visit with my surgeon was November 29th of 2018, and my surgery is going to be August 26th of 2019, which is in 6 days. So 10 months? No, 9 months. 9 months altogether. But one thing that caused that, like I said, you had to have 6 consecutive visits where you progressively lost. You know, it couldn't be stagnant. There had to be weight fluctuation. So, and they don't count your initial visit as your first visit. Or mine didn't. I'm trying to hide my information because this is my personal, like, template that my insurance guru person made for each patient. Obviously, it makes her job easier, but 6 visits and has everything here that you have to be cleared. So this was like, followed it to a T, made sure everything was checked. And they were so awesome in that office about, with every visit, you know, they were like, you need to do this at this visit and make sure this. Because, I mean, obviously they want you to get approved because, I mean, they get paid. So, on visit 1, 2, 3, I lost. On visit 4, I gained a little bit. My clothes are dry. And they said that since it wasn't a gain more than what I had originally started, it was fine. But that was like right after my birthday. And we went out for my birthday and there was some alcohol involved. So, but on my 6th visit, my final visit, I had gained. Not more than my highest that I had been weighed there, but I had gained on my last visit. So, but I still showed up for my visit, even though I was laying in bed that morning and I was like, I don't even want to go. I know I've gained. I don't even want to go. But I showed up and I saw the nurse practitioner that day and we talked about it. And I told him, you know, I said I was just going to call and reschedule. Wasn't even going to come. Then he was like, well, good thing you didn't. Because if you would have rescheduled this visit, you would have had to start all over. So, they rescheduled me for a 7th visit. So this would have been like my 8th visit there. Because like I said, the initial visit with the surgeon for me to be weighed and for him to say, yes, you're approved for weight loss surgery and all this kind of stuff, that one didn't even count. So this, I had to have another visit. And on that visit, like I went home, he's like, you just got to buckle down, you know, exercise 30 minutes every day. I didn't exercise 30 minutes every day, but I did get some activity in. Went back to basics on kind of like keto, but not really keto. First 3 days I did like meat, cheese, and eggs. That was it. And was real strict on my carbs and watched my sodium because I wasn't really aware of how much sodium was in like frozen cauliflower mash, which that was something that I was really leaning on because it was convenient. I mean, I could take the whole thing. I mean, it wasn't but like 2.5 servings, but I could take the whole thing to work and cook it, and you know, that with the protein, you know, that was a meat and 2 vegetables right there. But it's got a lot of sodium in it, and I did not realize that. So like I said, you had to have 6 consecutive visits And like I said, I had to have 7 because I wasn't a good girl and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And on the date of my 3rd visit, I scheduled my psych evaluation because I had to have a psych evaluation to be approved. And then after my psych evaluation, I had to go to 6 like group classes where they just talked about certain stuff, you know, triggers and mindful eating and all this kind of stuff. So I had to do a psych class, a psych evaluation, and 6 group classes. And then after my 6th visit, I had to see the doctor again. Like I had to pay for all this for everyone, like the initial visit, the 6, 7 visits that I had to pay. I had to pay $35 for each. The psych evaluation was $250. My last visit, which was the visit to see the doctor, for him to say, you've met your goal, all the goals that we've set for you, so I will submit something saying that you're approved for surgery, that I approve you for surgery. Another $35. And on July 7th, everyone's required to have an EGD with this surgery. My surgeon, to have an EGD, what they do is they go down and they test your stomach for H. pylori, which is a bacteria that lives in your stomach. And I was kind of nervous about that because whenever I was in college, I had an episode where I thought that I was having a heart attack, but it wasn't a heart attack. It was just H. pylori, and that stuff ain't no fun. And where I had been tested positive for it, I was nervous. I was just thinking, here it is. I've been through these 6, 7 things, went through the psych visit, all the classes, done everything that I was supposed to, and this is the last thing, and this is going to come back positive, and I'm not going to be able to have a surgery because this bacteria, obviously, it increases your acid in your stomach and stuff. But then at the EGD, I asked him, I said, so what if I do test positive for the H. pylori? Because like I told you before, I have tested positive before. He's like, we'll just give you a antibiotic before your surgery, to take before your surgery, and you'll be fine. I was like, whew, good, thanks. And while I was at my EGD, they did a pregnancy test, and they tested for my TSH, which I have hypothyroidism. So I'm on Synthroid every day, so I knew it was going to come back within range. But they have to test for it. Some people do require a cardiac clearance, pulmonology clearance, a PCP clearance, all that kind of stuff. My insurance didn't require that because I don't have any heart issues or any pulmonary issues. Like I said, the asthma is only related to my allergies. So on August 11th, they submitted my letter to my insurance. And no, I'm sorry, Stephanie, my insurance guru, submitted my letter of approval for my insurance on June 26th. And my surgery was approved, I think, July 15th. And I was worried because she told me that, she said once they get the letter from the doctor, she said it'll be about 15 days. Well, between those, you know, the 15 days was July 4th. And I didn't hear anything, and it had been 15 days. And I think July 4th was on a Monday. I can't really remember. And like if it's on a Friday or a Monday, you know, they take extra, you know, I work at a hospital, so we don't really have holidays, but people, they'll take Monday and Friday, and, you know, so it took a little more than 15 days just because it was around the holiday. But she called me and told me that I was approved. And then I scheduled my surgery for August 26th. Which I could have had my surgery like the 1st of August, but I kind of planned it out a little bit to where at work it would be after everyone had their summer vacations done, and I would be out of work at the start of football season. So that's good. So I will be out of work for 6 weekends. So there'll be 6 weekends of college football that I will get to watch uninterrupted and not at work. So that's everything that I had to go through to get approved for my weight loss surgery. And every insurance is different. There's people, I had my pre-surgical class Monday, and there was 4 of us in there. 2 of us are having ours on the same day, and the other 2 are having it the day after. And I think the 2 of them had only had to do like 3 months. And I work for the facility where I'm having my surgery done, and our insurance is crazy. And on that note, my surgery is going to cost $45,120.83. Total estimated patient amount, $3,430.32. This is a common question that I see because I'm on a lot of Facebook groups, and this is a common question that a lot of people ask. A lot of people that have really good insurance and it pays 100%. I'm not that fortunate. And like I said, I had to pay for all these visits, this psych visit, these visits, and that extra visit with the doctor where I wasn't a good girl. My EGD, had to pay for that. This post doctor visit, had to pay for that. And then I had to go to another appointment after my EGD, had to pay for that too. So, I mean, it's better than $45,000, but I work at the hospital, and just to hear the people that have other insurance that it pays 100%, but that's that. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope this was an informative video and answered some questions. Thanks, bye.